If you're following Depp vs. Heard, you might know Amber's got a friend named Tillet who is a transgender. I usually don't mention that on this channel because when comes up, the gender is really irrelevant to what's going on, what's being said, the allegations, and things like that. But now it appears Newsweek wants to drag the gender into it, and a few other people want to drag the gender into it. This is called Johnny Depp Under Fire for Misgendering Tillet Wright during trial. This I've avoided for quite a while as far as an issue. It's got nothing to do with my channel here and celebrity news, but of course it seeps in once in a while because it's a thing in the world, so I'll pitch in a few opinions when it's necessary. Here we go. Johnny Depp is under fire for misgendering author, sorry. I mean, Io is an activist, an author, jobless. Any given day, there's a different occupation there, but okay, go with author right now. During his trial against ex-wife Amber Heard, social media users are also calling out the double standards between him and Lizzo. And I'll get into Lizzo for a minute because what happened with her was pretty silly too. And I'm no fan, trust me, not even by a long shot, but it was weird. After the singer, whose real name is Melissa Vivian Jefferson, dropped her latest album Special on Friday, July 15th, fans took to Twitter to air their thoughts. Many pointed out that the Pirates of the Caribbean actor, they could just say Johnny Depp by the way, misgendered Wright seemingly without consequence. The 34-year-old quickly removed an albiste slur from her song Girls following backlash. So I'm not sure what that word was. They used albiste or something like that, but the word was something like spasm, like when your muscle has a spasm or something. And they said Lizzo was being insensitive to people who have muscle spasms or the rare disability. Okay, so she apologized and all that kind of thing. So they're comparing that to Johnny saying a few things about gender and Tillet Wright on the stand. So then they go on to say she apologized, not super interested in Lizzo, but the point is they're comparing her to Johnny. In the clip being shared online, Depp appears to struggle over his words while discussing Wright in the courtroom. She was born a female, if that's the right terminology these days, he said, born a female, but she had chosen at a very young age, she decided that she was a male. And yeah, he's even saying, like, if that's what they use these days, what he's saying is he's not sure how to say it because people get heat for it. People get blamed for misgendering and things like that. So it seems to me like Johnny was being pretty careful. And let's get real for a second. This is court about abuse with millions of dollars at stake. Are we really going to sit there and expect Johnny to word everything perfectly in a field that he really doesn't know anything about and probably doesn't care to know so much about? One Twitter user alleged, funny how Lizzo used a slur in a song and had to remove it instantly for risk of being canceled, and yet Johnny can get away with constantly misgendering Io and calling him a lesbian slur in a text message. Well, let's wake up. Let's think for a second. These text messages that Amber fans love to point out aren't directed towards the people Johnny's talking about. If you send somebody a direct text message, that's different. But Johnny didn't. He was talking to other people about Io and Amber. How many times in your life have you talked about someone to someone else, knowing full well it wouldn't get back to them, assuming you trusted the person, etc.? I'd say everyone's done it. I'd say more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. I think it's just a normal thing, actually. Another added, Johnny Depp misgendering witness Io Tillet for 2 minutes straight. 2 minutes! Oh my god, 2 minutes! Io was a trans man that testified he witnessed Johnny beating Amber. See, I wasn't actually sure, honestly. I wasn't actually sure what Io considers Io to be as far as gender. I just think it's got to be completely irrelevant because we're not talking about Io directly. We're talking about Io's opinion on Depp and Heard and what Io allegedly saw. A separate commenter, however, defended the father of 2 who shares kids Lily Rose Depp and Jack Depp with Vanessa Paradis. They said he referred to Io with the pronouns he used at the time that they knew each other and the time that the events he's talking about took place. Perfectly fair. This has come up with Elliot Page, aka Ellen Page. Well, now that the gender's changed, There have been past conversations people bring up. Well, now those conversations are wrong, past movies, things like that. No. The past is the past. And in that past, the correct pronouns and the correct everything was used. So you guys really got to find something better to do if you're going to keep digging in the past like that. We're trying to move forward. And let's keep moving forward with this article. They added that he did not seem to be disrespectful at all in his testimony and didn't call him a lesbian slur in a text. Newsweek reached out to Depp, Heard, and Wright's teams over the text message allegations, and I'm going to guess they got nothing. Wright, an activist and co-host of the MTV show Suspect, who was a writer before, took to Instagram recently to clarify any confusion around pronouns, admitting he does not like the use of they, them. When you ask someone their pronouns, you show them the greatest respect. My current pronouns are either he, him, or none, just my name, not they, them. And I agree with that because I don't really want to get involved. I actually don't know in a lot of cases. Just use the name. I call Eve Eve, who apparently picked a gender. I'm not sure which. Io Io. Elliot Page Elliot. Fine. Oh, right. Also, Ezra Miller is just Ezra. And yeah. He added he feels right at the moment. That may change, as it has already changed many times, and I'm good with that. Okay? Right when Heard's best friends testified in the high-profile case that Depp would get mean and misogynist while under the influence. So of course they have to call Depp's fan base also misogynist. Everybody's misogynist. That's how it is. You need proof for something, but you don't have it. Call him misogynist. Cocaine and any kind of alcohol would bring out a very, very ugly side of him, Wright said, but he's been doing that his whole life, and no one has accused him of that side coming out. But okay. He would get very misogynist and cruel and other things when he would take any kind of psychedelic like ecstasy or MDMA. He would become paranoid. When he drank alcohol, he would become paranoid. Alright, my experience is a little different with that stuff. Just saying, I've said it before, and I think it makes you not quite cruel. But that's just my silly little opinion. Wright added that he would occasionally get called to help the couple work through fights. During one particular argument, Wright recalled the comments Depp allegedly made. Well, who called Io? Amber. You know why? It's called seeding. She wanted to seed ideas in Io's head for a later date when she came out with allegations. Things like, all she's got is her looks, he explained. She has no talent, and when her tits start to sag and her face gets wrinkly, no one's going to be interested in her for anything. So she better figure out another way to survive, SHIT like that. Previously, Wright was named in a court filing to support a restraining order Heard filed after Depp allegedly assaulted her. When TMZ reported the two people who worked in the complex the couple shared an apartment saw her with no evidence of any facial bruising following the alleged attack, Wright called out the publication via his now deactivated Twitter. That's right, Io did quit Twitter. And it goes on to say, I've had enough. I saw the bruises many times and the fat lip and the... Whoa, wait, what are we talking about? Hold up. The title of the article is Johnny Depp under fire for misgendering Tillet Wright during trial. So why are we getting into abuse allegations here unless Newsweek is using the transgender topic and the transgender community to get clicks and make some kind of article that isn't actually there? So what do you think? Do you think Johnny misgendered Tillet and got away with it? I don't. Like they printed right in this article, Johnny was very clear. He even said if that's the right terminology, which implies he's not sure if he's making a mistake or not, which is actually kind of polite. Comparing Johnny to Lizzo? Not really necessary, pretty silly. And finally, getting into abuse allegations and even a little more? No. I think we got this one solved. I'd say worse than clickbait because they're actually using a topic that's unrelated to bring attention to clickbait. But I guess that's Newsweek. And if they won't stop, I guess I won't stop calling them out. Let me know what you think down below. Doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. If you're not subscribed here, well, consider it. I usually finish the articles, but in this case, it wasn't really going anywhere. See you next time. If you're following Depp vs. Heard, I'm sure you know Amber's... no, not everyone knows. Jeez. Okay, take 3. If you're firing Depp vs. Heard, take 4. If you're following Depp vs. Heard, I'm sure you might know I just said not to say that. Take 5. A separate commenter, however, it's pronounced however. Take again. A separate commenter, however, defended. See? However, try again. It's really basic. Take 3.